Hey everyone, today we are diving into one of the most iconic relationships in TV history, Buffy and Spike. Even though fans still debate whether these two are truly endgame, I'm convinced they are. It's not typical love story. Their relationship is messy, complicated, but also incredibly powerful. So let's take a journey through their story once again. For context, we need to take a closer look at some key aspects of the show. To understand their bond, we'll explore the evolution of their connection and what makes this relationship so unique. I hope you're ready. Let's start with the mythology of the show. What exactly is a vampire in the Buffy world? In this universe, a demon takes control of a vampire's body. The comics explain more about the backstory of the bloodlines of Angel, Darla, Spike, and Drusilla, showing that they were all controlled by the same demon, Arceus. But do vampires lose their personality? Not exactly. For example, vampire Willow discovers her romantic interests much faster than human Willow did. In fact, when they meet, Angel mentions this in one episode, but he doesn't explain it in detail. I think this was the first hint that a vampire might still retain some aspects of their true identity. From the beginning, Spike obviously had some humanity inside him. We clearly saw it when he tried to save his mother by turning her into a vampire. There's also an episode where Spike and Drusilla summon a demon that destroys anyone who still has some good in them, but the demon senses Spike's humanity. This adds depth to Spike's character and gives more insight into the vampire mythology in the Buffy universe. Buffy the Vampire Slayer isn't just a story about a girl fighting monsters, she's a classic superhero. Her character was written by the same creator who played a key role in building the Marvel universe on screen. From the start, the creator of the Buffy universe, both in the show and the comics, defined Buffy's destiny as the chosen one. This meant a normal life was never an option for her, and she faced endless challenges and danger. In typical superhero stories, a romantic partner often appears to fight side by side with the hero, supporting them and fighting to save the world. It's through these wild, dangerous experiences that Buffy is able to form deep connections. As a viewer, I noticed that when the first big apocalypse comes, it's Spike who joins Buffy. Also, this moment when they destroyed their first vampire shows great teamwork. It was something fresh on screen. It's as if they've always worked together. And call me crazy, but I knew this was coming from the moment Spike first came to the club. He watches Buffy as she dances during the song with the lyrics, "I'm one step away from crashing to my knees." The alliance between the vampire and the Slayer was always complicated. Unlike Angel, Spike didn't have a soul or any special exception, but that first battle they fought together, that changed everything. I think Spike admired Buffy's strength, maybe even respected it, and from that moment on, no matter how many times he claimed he wanted to kill her, he never actually did. It's like when he talks about destroying the world. He says that's what vampires do, but deep down, he knows he loves being part of it. My theory is confirmed when Drusilla leaves him. She says that all he sees after making the pact with Buffy is the Slayer.
I look at you, all I see is the Slayer. You're all covered with her. Why won't you push her away?
Later, Spike realizes his feelings, and Drusilla once again reminds him that she had already felt those changes.
I knew before you did. I knew you loved the Slayer.
Over time, what started as admiration and obsession turned into something much more complex. Without a soul and later, without his memory, Spike and Buffy still worked as a team. The creators of Buffy the Vampire Slayer never made Buffy and Spike's love seem perfect or pure. Instead, it was deep, meaningful, and transformative for both of them, changing them in ways they didn't fully get at the time. This idea is explored even further in the official continuation of the show in the comics, where a strange magical experience helps Buffy better understand their connection. The start of Spike and Buffy's relationship was introduced through playful moments in earlier episodes, like the fake engagement plot. However, it wasn't until season 5 that the idea of them as a couple was taken seriously. The tension between them built slowly. In season 5, Spike tells Buffy that fighting her feels like a dance, not just punches and kicks, but something electric. Later, Buffy tells her mom that Spike's in love with her and admits he sees their fights as personal, even a little flirtatious. So why does she keep fighting him if she's not trying to kill him? The writers used this as a tool to show that even if Buffy didn't have romantic feelings yet, something interesting was already there.
One of the boys who picks on me. Is it weird to think he's cute?
Oh, and sometimes that's how people relate. Being mean to each other, even mortal enemies. Ow.
Spike joined Buffy's team in their mission to save the world, not because he wanted to be a hero, but because of his own selfish reasons. This created one of the most classic hate-to-love storylines, which is a well-known romance trope. She became the first woman to make him feel real emotions after being with Drusilla for 150 years. The show also includes Spike's cringe fan face. There are posters of Buffy on the walls in Spike's place, and the writers use humor to make these scenes fun. We see a more vulnerable and awkward Spike, like a teenager who doesn't know how to act around his idol. The writers probably added these scenes to make Spike's actions seem less creepy and strange. This is similar to the ethical concerns about Angel stalking a 15-year-old Buffy, considering his age as a 270-year-old vampire. So, in this case, it's crucial to keep the fantasy context of the show. Spike and Buffy's real relationship starts in season 6, but they actually begin to connect in season 5. During this time, Spike finds understanding with all of the Summer's women. He forms an independent relationship with Buffy's mother, Joyce, and takes care of Buffy's sister, Dawn. Spike often risks his life to protect the Slayer's family.
I need your help. You have to look after them. We need him.
Out.
Look, this isn't a discussion. He stays.
At this stage, Spike is a huge support for Buffy. He's always by her side, helping her defend against evil. For the Chosen One, with all her responsibilities, having Spike by her side on her team is very important. He's a great warrior and companion. Buffy might not have realized this at first, but she comes to appreciate it later, in the final season.
I need you here, because I'm not ready for you to not be here.
Spike's journey with the Scooby Gang is a big deal for her. Loyalty is the foundation for a strong connection.
I'm counting on you.
Till the end of the world.
At the end of season 5, Buffy sacrifices herself. She saves the world and, of course, her sister. We see Spike cry, which shows his emotional pain even though he's a soulless vampire. He keeps his promise to Buffy. After she dies, he cares for Dawn and fights evil for 147 days. This shows that his choice to protect her sister never was selfish. He didn't have any hidden reasons for his actions. When Buffy comes back after her death, she finds understanding and support in Spike, who is both dead and alive at the same time. A key moment happened when Spike saw Buffy with a hurt hand after she clawed her way out of her coffin. This marked the start of an epic change for both of them. They found some meaning in all the chaos. In the official Buffy continuation, she tells Spike that he is her dark place. In this place, she feels free to show her true emotions, but at the same time, Buffy feels pressure from her friends. The episode where Buffy becomes invisible and ends up in Spike's arms is a good example of how she tries to escape the pressure. But, ironically, Spike stops this hot situation. He didn't want to be her secret dark place, even without a soul. Later in the comics, Spike chooses to once again be a positive force in Buffy's life. While Buffy's relationship with Angel was her first love, back when she was still a high school girl before all the hard times, Spike was there for her as she grew stronger and became a true warrior. She was changing and finding a new identity in this season. Spike saw both the good and the bad in Buffy, totally accepted this as shown in final. Before we talk about season 7, let's look at one of the most talked about scenes in the series, the bathroom scene scene. Many people have discussed this moment a lot, the writing, the conflicts, and what it really means. It's also known that this scene was very hard for the actors. James Marsters, who played Spike, even said he needed therapy after filming it. But even with all of the debate, let's continue with the story. Every touch between Buffy and Spike felt like a question, not an answer. A desperate attempt to silence the storm inside. They aren't just fighting each other, they're also fighting their own issues. On their first night together, things get crazy, they push each other against walls, and by the end, the house is destroyed. What makes this possible is that both Buffy and Spike have superpowers. But this madness isn't just physical, it also shows the emotional and mental problems both of them are going through. The relationship between Buffy and Spike was very intense. They were always pulling each other back and forth. They didn't talk much about consent. It was like they were playing a game without a stop word, just following their feelings at the moment. This might have been because of TV standards at the time, or maybe the creators wanted to show the characters' struggles and darker sides through their relationship. I was confused when I watched the bathroom scene. I didn't fully understand what was happening, especially when the screen went black. When it came back, Buffy was using all her power to push Spike away. He had hurt someone he thought he loved, someone he never thought he could hurt. Spike would feel regret about this for the rest of the show, even in the comics. He feels guilty for his actions, and in the comics, Spike says that his love for Buffy without a soul was selfish. As for Buffy's reaction, it's a very stressful moment. It's similar to when she was with Angel after he attacked her and almost killed her. Buffy knows what vampires are and their nature. It's not the first time she's seen that side of them. I think the writers added that bathroom scene because they needed a catalyst, something that would push Spike's character toward a big change. In vampire shows, there's this classic trope: the vampire ends up hurting the person they love, usually by biting them and breaking their trust. But Buffy's story had already done that with Angel, even when he had a soul, so repeating that same plotline wasn't really an option. Instead, they went with something much more controversial. Since Spike fell in love with Buffy without a soul, they had to show the monster in him differently. And yeah, it was disturbing and deeply upsetting, but it also shows how trapped the writers were within their own mythology. After all that craziness, Buffy still trusts Spike. She turns to him for help, to protect Dawn. But then Spike disappears for a while. He leaves Sunnydale to face a dangerous challenge because he wants his soul back. Spike doesn't want to be a monster anymore. He wants to make sure he can never hurt Buffy again. Buffy, of course, trusts her instinct, her Slayer sense, when things with Spike are complicated, and later those instincts prove right when she faces a demon who has taken control of both Angel and Spike. When Angel is taken over, it's Spike who fights against the urge for blood. Motivated by his feelings for Buffy, Spike finds himself again and keeps fighting. Seasons 5 to 7 are my favorites. There's a lot of change, growth, and the story goes in a different direction than what the creators first planned. What started as a show about teenagers turns into a deeper, more emotional drama. Season 7 is one I could watch over and over again. The contrast between Spike and Buffy's earlier messy relationship and the more gentle, careful connection they have later is very powerful. It's a journey from dark times to brighter ones, with betrayals from friends and family, but not from Spike, who always stays true to her.
Who do you think you are? She has died for you.
Is that why you sent Spike away? To ambush me?
Buffy cared deeply for Spike. She bravely defended his choice to get his soul back. It's almost poetic when you think about it. Angel created a monster in William.
But you made me a monster. I just opened up the door.
But Buffy helped destroy him. She slayed the monster, as the chosen one was destined to.
You faced the monster inside of you and you fought back. I believe in you, Spike.
Spike's redemption on the cross leaves a strong impression. I think there's a similar story in Angel Season 5 involving Spike and crosses. Before, Spike always lost to Angel in fights, but in the end he finally triumphs.
But you still can't lay flesh on a cross without smelling like bacon.
Like you're any different.
I am. I fought for my soul.
It's very symbolic. While Angel is still afraid of the cross, Spike picks it up without hesitation. In season 7 of Buffy, we get the answer to a big question that fans often ask. Did Buffy really love Spike in season 6? The answer is yes. Were her feelings real? Yes.
I love you.
As for her long conversation with Angel, of course fans of Buffy and Angel were happy because of their kiss, but after that Buffy made her priorities clear.
Is it Spike?
He is in my heart.
Buffy finally let go of all the fear that had always been a part of their relationship. Actually, even Spike didn't expect it. Buffy also wanted to talk about a possible future with Spike, but the apocalypse was coming, and with the words, "We'll go be heroes," Spike and Buffy set off on their mission. In her conversation with Angel, the Slayer compares herself to a cookie. It's an unusual metaphor. The point is that she is not ready, and she doesn't even have the chance to make decisions about anything in her life, because her whole life revolves around the end of the world. Buffy couldn't push away the possibility of a romantic relationship with Angel. In my opinion, she just values her past. She respects their shared experiences and their tragic love story. But why doesn't it work? They had their chance but didn't choose each other. In season 1 of Angel, he didn't choose to remain human. Because of the prophecy, he followed the path of saving the world, his duty to save people and Buffy. But Buffy still dies later. She is the chosen one and she is always in danger. She needs a fighter and a partner. So for me, it looks like Angel prefers his martyr status over being with her. The cookie theory means that what matters is not who's around when the cookie is finished, but who was there when it was still being made. On the journey, there is someone who adds the ingredients. That's why Buffy and Spike's love is real and loyal. And this time, that trust is mutual. We see this clearly in season 7 when Buffy removes the chip from Spike's head. Because she doesn't believe in the chip, a piece of tech. The Slayer believes in him, the man who chose his humanity. And that says everything. Buffy even mentions this in the episode with Xander about Anya. Unlike Spike, Anya chose to be a demon twice, but the Scoobies don't want to admit it.
Spike was harmless. He was helping.
On the last night on Earth before the final fight, she chooses to spend it with Spike. When we look at Buffy's past partners, none of them were able to overcome the darkness they faced. Not the darkness inside them that consumes and takes control, or the darkness that was a part of Buffy, the source of her power as a Slayer. They couldn't handle it, but Spike overcame it within himself and gave Buffy the strength to do the same. Buffy and Spike often mirror each other in what they say, how they fight, and even in the choices they make. By nature, they were meant to be enemies, but emotionally, they were kind of the same. You can literally find identical lines in the script. And I'm sure that wasn't an accident. The writers clearly knew what they were doing. This path from enemies to lovers wasn't built on cliché, but on shared pain, reflection, and the way they understood one another. I believe Buffy and Spike saw themselves in each other, even if they came from different worlds. Honestly, that's my favorite part of the story. A soulmate with a soulless vampire. Ironic, but their love turned pain into healing. In the end, I really like how Buffy fully accepts her destiny as the chosen one.
I am the law.
And when Spike gives that epic speech about Buffy the Slayer, it feels like the culmination of all their conversations, both dialogues and monologues, throughout the show.
This may actually help me fight my war. It's because of you. Because of the strength that you gave me last night.
Let's talk about the final episode and Spike's words.
No, you don't. But thanks for saying it.
I think the only person Spike is really unfair to is himself, because in the end he did become a real champion for Buffy and for the man he wanted to be. A soulless vampire who fought to get a soul because of a woman and then let it all go for the sake of the world. He was still punishing himself. He thought he didn't deserve a chance with Buffy. He says this again in season 5 of Angel, but the story doesn't end there. In episode 20 of season 5, Angel and Spike are obsessed with finding Buffy, who they believe is in Rome and in a new new relationship with a supernatural guy, the Immortal. They find her in a bar dancing with him. The continuation of this story and the explanation of the new romance is in season 8 of the comics. Actually, Buffy was never with the Immortal and wasn't even in Rome. The Slayer had a few doppelgangers working undercover on a mission. In season 8, Buffy continues to learn more about herself and her desires, and she has a brief relationship with another Slayer. This season is mostly about the strange, supernatural chance to be with Angel, now as a mad god. But clearly this illusion didn't have a happy ending. My opinion is still the same. If their relationship couldn't work when Angel was human, then no alternate reality or cosmic power could truly change that. So, in a new crisis for the Slayer, in her hardest times, when things got really bad, guess who was actually there for Buffy? Yeah, Spike. Once again, he becomes her support. Meanwhile, Angel in this season is portrayed as the antagonist, a powerful and dangerous force rather than the hero he once was. Season 9 of the comics feels like a continuation of Season 7, especially in Buffy and Spike's relationship. Season 10 shows more of their adventures and love. Buffy and Spike are together. In Season 11, Buffy and Spike still have many challenges, but they stay together as a couple. Season 12, like many classic stories, leaves an open ending for us to imagine what happens next. The latest comics take us to an alternate universe where Buffy is the last Slayer. She and Spike are together again, side by side. So today this couple is clearly Endgame. When the show returns, things might change. The creators may leave out some parts of the past, especially because of the actors' ages. There's also the possibility that Spike could become human if the Shanshu prophecy comes true. This prophecy, along with our blonde vampire, is mentioned a few times in the Buffy comics. There were also hints of it in Angel Season 5. Before the reboot is released, it's worth checking out the Buffy audio series from 2023. In this continuation, Spike stays a vampire, and we dive into another alternate reality, where Cordelia becomes the Slayer, alongside a new Slayer from Los Angeles. The original cast returned to voice their roles, even though this continuation isn't officially considered canon. So yeah, with all the hype around the show's return, Buffy is finally coming back and I couldn't be more excited. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.